Welcome to Tips and Tips! Today I will teach you new ways, new approaches, new perspectives in how to beat every single room in the whole level in hopes they can help you in your golden runs. If you are watching this guide, I will assume perfectly that you play every single chapter of the whole game. From the Forsaken City up to the summit, down to the core, and the moon! So, I will not explain every tech that the game has already told you, like wave dicing or wall bouncing. I'm afraid that you have to practice those on your own. Now, this guide is divided in 3 different parts: general recommendations, a quick review of all the tech necessary, and a guide for each singular room. I will also include my full run at the end of the video. This video will be entirely focused on Chapter A, B-side of the base game. Now, without delay, let's get to it! My first recommendation is to change your normal dash for a crouching dash in your options. A crouch dash is also called in the community demo dashing in honor of the discoverer Demo Jameson. This will give you more time frames in some of the rooms as well as more wiggle room because it reduces the vertical hitbox. However, it has a downside: it won't allow you to do supers. My second recommendation is to install a mod called Golden Quality of Life, which allows you to make the golden barrel transparent while carrying. It won't distort your visibility in tight spots, as well it can help to ease your mind. Last but not least, patience. This ain't a race against time or against others. It's a skill that you have to polish over and over and over. It doesn't matter if others have to done it in a few dozen attempts or how fast you are compared to others. This is considered to be one of the Hell Trio for a reason. And there's no point in going for a golden if you don't have the right mentality. Your mental state precedes your ego. Always. Before we start the room guide, let's go through a bit of the tech that you will need. Let's just skip the video ahead, like I can't stop you. I know, nobody wants to learn new stuff, and I will not ask you for the secret ingredient to be the Dragon Warrior here. But some of the best ways to avoid dying need more effort to learn. First, a kind reminder to play every single chapter for all the tech that the game naturally teaches you on your journey. Now, I will explain you some hidden tech the game has. First, buffering. Buffering is the process of storing inputs until the game can use them. This can be seen the moment you press jump a couple of frames before you arrive at the floor, and the game will jump automatically the moment it can jump again. Some tactics use them to trigger certain movements that will help you perform better in the room you're gonna enter. However, you can only input the store during 4 frames at a time. Secondly, a quick guide on what a super jump is. A super jump is a hyper jump, but instead of dashing diagonally against the floor, it is simply dashing horizontally along the floor and jumping before the dash ends, making the jump have extra height. But the most important trick for this golden: neutral jump. Neutral jumping will allow us to climb walls without using stamina or needing to grab onto them. But most importantly, since we are not climbing the walls, we can also position ourselves against the lava rocks without activating them. And that's a surprise tool that can help us later. To perform a singular neutral jump, simply jump next to a wall and in midair, press the jump button again without holding any direction. Since we are not holding any direction, the wall jump has more height than usual and it will not launch us to any direction. But of course, a singular neutral jump won't help us climb alone. The trick is that when you perform this neutral jump and let it to the maximum height, you immediately press the direction back to the same wall that you came from. This trick is complex and a bit hard for new players, so I suggest to you, the player, to download the mod the Strawberry Jam Collab, which includes a gym in the advanced lobby that will gladly teach you how to perform neutral jumps in more technical details, as well as playing, in that very same mod, some maps that will let you practice this trick, like Lost Woods, Superstructure, Valentine's Day, or Underground.
son of a bitch.
First room, and already one of the hardest ones. Now, this room can be very intimidating to newer players and veterans alike. As the community tends to say, checkers are bad in themselves, and just terrible at this. And sadly, this whole level is mostly cycles. But that is not a problem, because we are here to teach you when to start the cycles in each part. Luckily for this room, being purely cycles, it means that we can start in each cycle without anything changing. Now, after grabbing the golden, we will begin the strategy by jumping when the fireball begins crossing the platform, and grab the edge of the next platform. Grabbing it by the side makes the platforms last longer, which will allow us more time to maneuver and act on it. Immediately, climb jump, and perform a wave dash. Following the wave dash, you dash diagonally to reach the next platform on top of it, and from there, fall to the crystal, dash twice, and reach the wall on the other side. A variation of this same strategy is, instead of doing a wave dash, is to jump over, jump to the void, dash diagonally, then horizontally to quickly grab the next platform, then fall to the crystal, and continue as normal. Now this room is straightforward. The only variation is with the initial lava rock. If you enter and get launched fast and high enough, with some timing you will be able to dash over the spikes and the fireball. A quick tip however, if you don't get the timing right while in the conveyors, just begin standing on the conveyor when the fireball begins going up. Now, there's no strat other than being careful about the fire, lava and spikes. Is what you thought I would say, didn't ya? Think fast, nuts! Starting from the last room, neutral jump off the wall, then do a quick hyper to the next room while pressing down and right until you land on the lava rock, and then use the position you are to get launched around the fireballs and maneuver from there. This room is one of the easiest in the entire level, so I do not think you will have many complications here.
Who's that Pokemon?
John Cena!
Now, this is a more complex room than anyone will give it credit for. The strategy I use is simple. Stay in the middle of the platform, wait for the first ice ball to reach the middle of the heart, then run towards, jump, dash diagonally, and maintain the jump button pressed all the time. Once you reach the second to last wall spike, when it descends, stop pressing jump as you wait to descend 2 ice balls. Press again jump and forward on the third ice ball. And when you descend down, you can use your second dash to continue forward and reach the other side of the room.
Practice the goddamn room!
Surprisingly, there are many strategies that I didn't use in my run. I already knew how bounces work, so I do not have many problems. However, I shall teach you one that I have found the most useful overall, and I quote the instructions here. Upon being in the room, grab the wall above, release the grab, and drop down to the floor. Once you land, start walking. It doesn't matter if you wait a couple of seconds to make sure you're fully on the ground. Transition to the left screen. Buffer up right dash upon transition. Buffer full jump on landing. Hold right before hitting the second bumper. And one important note of course, do not keep holding right before hitting the third bumper, or you will get the boost, and that means imminent death.
almost there. What? No!
Congratulations! One checkpoint done, 2 more to go. Let's start with the first room, shall we? The tactic begins as soon as you enter the room. On the left cycle, wait for hard cycle to pass. Then, when the fireball is basically in the middle of the platform, or a bit later, you must begin jumping on top of the core block. Get a full jump, dash right, fall naturally, dash right once again, and grab the conveyor. It should land you straight up without hitting any fireball along the way. From there is to beat the room normally while trying to conserve as much stamina as possible. There's not much to go around in this room, except for an obstacle in particular. If you have watched the tech necessary in this video, you can see that the core block that you need to grab to be launched is a clean wall. You can perform local jumps to position yourselves and get a better angle. We have arrived at the Run Killers, the 4 rooms where most runs die. It is a saying that we can prepare, ain't it?
領域展開無料空想
Go to the room before. Do a quick hyper jump to the end of the room, but do not hold the jump button, just the right key, while doing small jumps on the ice balls. It should align you perfectly. You can also set up a bumper by beginning to press right at the exact moment you land on one of the ice balls. Pay attention to whether it holds jump or not.
He ran up to every table and said, "Hello, my name's Nino."
Enter the room, do an hyper just in the border, and demo through the spikes. It's just that simple! This is the strategy I use for my runs. The following clip is mine, but not the strategy. Jump a bit before reaching the edge of the platform, and maintain the jump button pressed. It will bounce you up and barely pass under the wall of spikes. The instant you pass the spike wall, dash twice diagonally upwards. Bounce up and fall between the columns of ice balls. You will have to wait mid-air a moment to not hit the second ice ball to reach the refill, and return through the bounces to the right side. From there, just be careful maneuvering. You could use the modasses throughout the whole room, but if you are confident in your control, you can use this next strategy with conveyor jumps made by TCW. In the last conveyor section, keep holding the grab key, and the moment you can grab the conveyor again, while jump over the spikes.
Boss is good.
Upon entering the room, aim to grab the first conveyor on the bottom part. From there, jump as you can launch, grab the second conveyor where you can, and jump and launch as before. Dash twice horizontally, grab the refill, dash again, and start some time in the last conveyor until you can advance. Infamous for being the de facto rank killer. But remember, cycles are bad. There are multiple variations on how to tackle this room. The Eugene route, and I quote here, buy for an hyper on entry and keep holding that jump for the whole room. Time upright dash for the first crystal and buffer next 4 dashes. Buffer 2 upright dashes from the third crystal. Upright dash from the upper half of the second switch and buffer right dash. However, you can miss the crystal, so aim a bit low. Right dash when line up horizontally with the last switch. Last, a right demo when close to the last switch. The Aurora route goes as next. The first 3 dashes are timed based on the background. First is when the Madala reaches the middle of the star. Second is when Madala reaches the bottom of the lava stream. The third is when Madala reaches the right part of the triangle top of the lava stream. Being a bit late for the first 2 seems fine, but early usually kills you. Dash up, then right, then dash right 2 times, then reach the other side of the room. However, the author is not entirely sure about this ending. My route is a variation of this one, but you spend some time destroying ice balls, so they don't reappear when you press the switch. This route requires improvisation, but you can serve mob dashes upon the ending. Yes, I'm doing the 4 rooms in a row here, because, honestly, it's better to consider it a full room here. The moment you enter the lava ascension room, the chase starts, so there's no time to lose here. A mistake will be your downfall. Do not hit the first switch. No, negative, deny, absolute zero chance. Forget it, finito, ain't happening ever. You fool, you ain't gonna risk your runs into lava rocks while the lava is on your ass. You're gonna learn how to do neutral jumps. In all seriousness though, that switch will make your life way harder. Sadly, for the following strategies, it is necessary to know how to perform neutral jumps. And the rising lava will not wait for you to master it midway. It will get you, so listen up. There are 2 main routes here, the full ice route or the mixed route, which is the one I use, which I will explain after the ice route. In the first room, you will immediately climb the left side and continue climbing. It is necessary to do neutral jumps to have enough stamina to reach the top of the left wall. Once at the top, jump off the wall, and jump off the ice block as well. Use the 2 dashes to reach the right side of the wall, then use only 1 dash to reach the ice wall. Perform a couple of neutral jumps, and use the last dash to reach the next part. In the second section, go to the right to see already in ice mode. Climb up, bounce on an ice ball, and keep climbing up with a couple of neutrals here and there. Use the 2 dashes to reach the crystal, and 2 dashes with a bit of time in between them to reach the ice wall. From there, more neutral jumps to climb up to the next section. If you hit the switch, it's not a problem, but this is addressed in the second route of the lava ascension, a bit later on the video. Upon reaching the third room, you must climb up the right wall constantly with neutral jumps. Once you reach the top, use your couple of dashes to reach the last room. In the last room, it's more or less the same story with a couple of differences. The ice ball spawns almost near the wall. If you climb up normally near them, you won't get hit. It is heavily recommended that you neutral jump up there and bounce up in the first ice ball line to recharge stamina. Do not use any dash to reach the cabin. We will need the second dash. Once you use the first dash to activate the cabin, begin moving to the right as Kevin is hitting the ceiling, and keep moving to the right in the air to reach the right wall once again, then climb up as fast as possible, combining neutral jumps and regular climb jumps. Now you can either recharge stamina as you reach the tiny gap, or wall jump off and dash your way directly to Badededeline. Now, this route asks you to have full mastery of neutral jumping. However, in the mixed route, we can reduce the number of neutral jumps only to 2. Sadly, these 2 are the ones you need to reach the second section. The mixed route begins the same as the ice route. Take the left wall in the ice mode and begin climbing up. But unlike the ice route, we will take the curved blocks to the right. Use the springs to reach the ice wall with a dash in hand to use at the top after a couple of neutral jumps. The second room will be beaten as you would normally beat it, and since we already have the room in ice mode, we can simply go to the right wall. In the third room, begin beating the room normally to the left side. Upon using the last conveyor wall, do not climb up or down or jump off. Just keep grabbing the left wall and let the conveyor lift you up. Now, wait for the first fireball circle to have both fireballs in a horizontal line. Jump and dash for the first crystal. From there, it's just a matter of moving a bit around. Beat the fourth room as you would normally. Just be a bit patient to not hit anything on your way up, and do not misuse the dashes. Very nice! We have now most of the rooms down, but do not let your guard down. As long as there is something that can kill us, we are never truly safe. Now, this room has no solid strategy. This relies mostly on your control. However, for the final section of this room, there's a tiny tip I can give you. Upon arriving at the last switch, do not activate it yet and wait for the lava to rise. Activate the switch only when the lava is close to reaching you, and grab the side of the platform. Then drop down to the bumper and get launched to the crystal. From there, since you have time because you let the lava rise, just dash twice.
Come on!
Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
I'm a drunk. I don't know nothing about how I do anything.
Transition to the last room at the left entrance and perform a quick super as you enter the room. Always maintain the right key activated as you traverse the concave from above. Do not press jump until you reach the last 3 ice balls on the first ice wall spike. Jump, bounce a couple of times in the ice balls, then dash to the right, bounce without jumping on the ice ball, and dash again. Upon activating the switch, stall all the time you can in the conveyor until your path is clear above you and reach the next room. For those who only have demo dash, I will leave here how I beat it. I don't really think you will have many problems with this room, but if you have, I will leave here a strategy I found to do a quick setup.
Who is this?
Now, you know how to do neutral jumps, right? Do you really want to reach the second to last room in a precise time frame and movement frame on where you grab the rock? Look at the PNG of me. Really? I would suggest that. If you're having real problems with this room, please master the neutral jump. Alright. For the moment, you have the golden, use the hard room. Do not rush, do not panic. Wait for the cassette blocks to start on the blue and then proceed as normal. Do not rush, do not panic. In the blue cassette spike section, you can maneuver your way around with the crystal dashes. Just make sure you have enough distance to reach the crystal and dash your way up to the platform. Do not rush, do not panic. You got this. Some final words on this guide. Well, remember this is a race. This ain't a marathon either. It's a skill you have to polish over and over. Be patient with yourself. And do not worry if you cannot beat it today. There's always a tomorrow. Your mind goes before a bunch of yellow pixels on a computer screen. Godspeed to you, mountain climbers. Or in this case, cave travelers. Leon is out.